what's great about kids. It's not exercise or anything, it's just, we're just doing stuff.
Now, good morning. Okay, what I thought we'd do today is just get out of the sun. Oh, look at the kitty. I don't know whose cat that is. Now, so this is a bit of an old school one. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm going to head out on this. Haven't done something like this for ages. It's a beautiful day, so you're coming along. There. Wonder if the little dude's going to wave at me and say stop vlogging while riding. Guys, thanks again for all the commentary about some of the race vlogs. Honestly, we've been stoked with how, well, the comments, but just also how they're turning out. And look, obviously a big difference there is the fact that I've got Luke helping me out.
Way too cold out here. Time to get back in this.
But also this camera. Now, I'll talk more about it in the future. Here we go. I reckon he is going to tell me to stop doing this. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Continue vlogging, he says. Yeah, so this camera that we're running is it's an RX10. I'll talk more about it in the future, but it's a really good one-stop solution. From that end, it's giving us just a more variety of shot that we can choose. And also thanks for those replies about why that particular race was so expensive.
And I'm glad everyone kind of took that in the right spirit, because like we were not having a go at it, we were really talking about how to make it better.
Kind of speaking about like how to make it better, we're having a good chat about this on the ride and the drive back. Homemade, yum. Perfect example was Tamworth the other day. So Junior comes third. Now Junior is a Northern Sydney Cycling Club member, which is fine. We don't force the guys to join Sydney Uni, even though Sydney Uni are a big supporter and sponsor of our team. But you know, if you look at the results sheet, it's all Northern Sydney Cycling Club. There's no mention of NERO KOM, nothing like that. So unless we go ahead and promote that, you don't really get any benefit from it. And, you know, the teams classification thing, what that could also do is maybe, you know, build in a whole series where all of a sudden you're fighting for an overall teams classification, which might see, you know, more teams going to these races because they're fighting for an overall championship. My last little comment about this state racing, this is all like, this is ideas, this is not ranting, I promise. Might do some like nutrition stuff. Not sure we'll do it. These numbers are like way bigger than any other number that like we get issued in any other race, and they're this big sort of, I don't know what this fabric is. It's like, it's not a fabric to start with, it's like fiberglass or something. It's huge. Another train. You know, coming from the perspective of like the team manager, and this goes for the clubs as well, right? Like, so we go out and we're trying to get sponsors, and sponsors want to get on your jersey and all that kind of stuff, and then we go out to these races and we plonk these two enormous numbers on your jersey. We're losing like at least a third of the space on your jersey, and it tends to be the major sponsor because where they want them put is the most prominent spot on the jersey. I'm not saying do away with numbers by any stretch of the imagination. When we could do something similar to what's going on in Victoria with those fabric numbers, it's just like, it's just another roadblock. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going out trying to get some money into the sport and that kind of thing, and out we go on race day, and we just basically cover up all the value for the sponsors with these enormous numbers. You know, I mentioned they destroy your kit. I thought we might have a little bit of fun this afternoon.
Okay. Alright. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Now, as you're probably going to, I'm probably going to call the video something like, what are the best kits in the NRS? Let's do it. Let's actually go through some of the kits at the moment. A few little things. These are the kits that I have seen. So if I haven't seen the kit, or like, you know, had a good look at it, then I'm not going to make a comment on it. It's not that I hate them or anything like that. And that kind of goes as far then as like the women's kits. We haven't raced with the women or anything like that. Any of the tours haven't been alongside so far this year, so I can't really talk about them. We might do one later in the year after a couple of events that line up, so we'll definitely do that. Now, please take this in the right light. Like, this is just a bit of fun, okay? But, you know, I have opinions about kits, so hell, let's do it. Where do we start? We'll go alphabetical. We'll go alphabetical order, which means we're going to start with our friends, our colleagues, our copy. Well, obviously I like the colour scheme. Look, I'm going to try and not sound too condescending here. Right, I really like it. I think they've done a really cool job of picking up the set of colours of like the Sunshine Coast. Actually, no, I really like, there's a little design feature where they've got like a 3-stripe thing on their socks, and it sort of carries through to their bib shorts, which is a really nice kind of look. That's cool. What's kind of not cool is, so they've got this thing where it says like Sunshine Coast, right, on the front of their jersey, except like the zip goes like down the N and the E, so it's like Sunshine E Coast. Like, just move it, scale it a bit, you know? Anyway, Paint My Bike have done their bikes. I reckon a little missed opportunity there, because we all know like Paint My Bike do this savage paint jobs on all their bikes, and it's like, great. I'm like, seriously? You're on the Sunshine Coast? Make it hot pink or something. Anyway, I like it. I do, I like it. Couldn't help myself, Rusty. Had to use you as the poster boy, right? Okay, so AMR. Look, as you're gonna pick up, as we kind of go through this, I am definitely going to up the guys who at least they had a crack. And I think like AMR is the perfect example. I actually really like that sort of star concept on the front of their jersey. It actually has a bit of heritage to so where they came from, the Lincoln Morgan Club, which is really cool. And I kind of like, especially like the photographs of them like standing as a team front on. I think it works really well. And even photographed front on the bike, again, I think that concept across the shoulder flowing through, awesome, works really, really well. Turn it around and it's a dog's breakfast, because basically they fell into the trap of, well, we've got sponsors, we're just gonna slap them on the back of the jersey. I like bloody gold and black. Living in Balmain, people in Sydney will know what I'm talking about. I reckon that's a cool combination. And I kind of like the fact that they've like got this like sort of little tagline of killer bees kind of, you know, I reckon you could have played off that a bit more. But overall, Alyssa had a crack, like it, iconic jersey, keep it rolling, Rusty. One more, then I'm gonna go get a coffee. Anchor Point, seemingly a Tonelli custom kit. So Tonelli, for those of you who don't know, probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest custom kit manufacturers here in Australia. I like the colors. I love navy and orange. I reckon it's an awesome combination. The logo, yeah, look, obviously they're your naming sponsors, so you plastered them all over. And I actually quite like the logo, except for the fact that, like, Anchor Point, wouldn't it be an anchor, not a propeller? But overall, I really quite like this kit. The next one will be done from a cafe. Brisbane Continental. Look, I really, really like this kit. One thing I will say, I really like on the bib shorts, it's a heat pressed logo. So it's not actually printed, it's heat pressed on. I'm interested to see how that survives over a full year. Some of the photos have them wearing a different style of jersey as well. I know you're in Brisbane, I know it's hot, but that see-through white, nah, that's a fail. The rest of it I really do like. I like the kind of blocking on the back, that kind of stuff. And they've linked it in with the bikes. The bikes look sick with the kit. And that, you know, obviously I'm a big fan of that kind of thing. So these guys obviously take their kit and their design seriously. I'm not going to go into the detail of the map itself. I just want to talk about the design, okay? I like the fact that it obviously puts a bit of colour into the peloton, that's great. I'm never a fan of side panels. Side panels on a kit just kind of stop any pattern or any design flowing around a jersey, in my opinion. I love the trim. I specifically love the trim on the bibs. That little bit of fluoro detailing on the bib shorts is lovely. This is a top 2 or 3 kits, 100%. Wardy loves it. He reckons it's good quality stuff, so it's good enough for Wardy. I'll go with that. Right, so seriously good minestrone soup for anyone paying attention or playing along at home. Where are we at? Drop back. Get it out of the way. I seriously love this kit. I think it's a cracker. The green on the shoulders is awesome. It's got like a texture to it across the top. Like the closer you get, the more you see of it, which is really nice. I love the blue. Also like the fact that I think they're riding with, let me just check. I like the fact that they're running the darker helmet this year. I think they were running pretty light helmets the year before. Like the kit does enough in this circumstance. So actually the question I have with this one though is, I wonder who makes it, because it says POC, but I don't believe that, because I don't think that's a POC kit. Maybe someone in the inside knows. I don't know the answer. I got an email. Moving on. GPM, what can we say? Nothing if not consistent. Look, no, seriously, the coolest thing with them, right? Like, so you go onto their Facebook page and I just like scroll down through their photos, and like you could just keep scrolling for the last, I don't know how long, and it might as well just be the same year. Like there is something to say for that. Like it is an iconic look for them now. Like, just like I said with Drapac, that I'm glad they didn't go colourful helmets, GPM would not be GPM without orange helmets. Like, you now must run orange helmets. That's really all I can say about the kit. You didn't really try anywhere else, that's cool. But it's still iconic, stick with it. You don't need to say that, you know what I mean. Inform make Tonelli. Right, Inform make Tonelli. So Tonelli obviously are the manufacturers of their kit, and this is basically a white jersey with black bibs and some sponsors on it, as you can see behind me. Great team, cool bikes, but there's no design here. It's just white and black, which is cool. Moving on. Oliver's Real Food Racing. Look, if a team and a design got like a prize for best representing its lead name sponsor, it's got to be these guys. Like the kit literally is Oliver's. Brilliant, well done. I actually quite like the green. I think it's, again, it's pretty sort of iconic. Clearly it is what it is. I don't know, is this just on the skin suits? But I mean, we run a sort of safety patch with the skin suits as well, the black lycra in that area. But the way that seems to be cut, they're using a Tonelli skin suit by the looks. The way that's cut, it doesn't need to be so, you know what I mean? I like their socks too. I've never noticed that in the past. Like they've got the logo and everything right in the socks. Like clearly it's all dialed in. Well done, Sammy. I like this kit. So St George is a club here in Sydney, and this is obviously their super elite end of it, which is their Continental team. And it's cool because it sort of plays off the St George colours. They had a kind of a pink phase a few years ago, so it has a little bit of that in it. And I quite like that sort of like textured design over the top. My only thing, again, I hate side panels, so it's like where you've got this cool pattern running around, it just automatically stops on the side panel and like halves it, which is a thing, but I get that sponsors kind of like that side panel, so I can understand why they did it. I like it, it's cool. Well done, Dado. How could I forget? How could I forget you, Michelle? Phoenix Cycling Collective. Now, this used to be the worst kit I'd possibly ever seen. It's vastly improved this year, and the reason is they have, okay, so what was the case was basically they got a few fluoro colours and just went, bleh. We'll can we do? But I really like sort of what seems to have happened this year. They've kind of picked a couple of palette colors, put them together. It's similar enough sort of palettes to what's on the Benelong one, and not tried to do too much with it, because I think like when you're dealing with colors of that explosiveness, like trying to do too much design, they used to have this like patch at the back, and it was like, you've just thrown up lots of colors. What are you doing? Throw a bit of that color that they're running on top into the bibs with some trimming. That would be kind of cool as well. Oh, you do have trimming you do have trimming on your bib shorts. I just saw that's a new update as well. Awesome. No, big fan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a Quirky kit. So again, that's what it is. Most people know it. I actually think Quirky are the biggest custom manufacturer in Australia now. The pricing of it is crazy. Anyway, so Quirky kit, yeah, I don't mind it. It is, the colors are the colors. I really quite liked their one. It was last year or the year before. They had a little yellow piping on it. I kind of think a kit like this sometimes does need a little bit of like highlighting somewhere. Otherwise, if it's just that one kind of block, it just sort of disappears off into the distance. But it's harmless, it's fine. I really do like the fact that the bibs are a grayish kind of silver. They're not a pure black, which is nice. I do like that feature. It's not the greatest wearing, just because like you're automatically sublimating lycra, so it doesn't wear that well throughout the year, but like fresh out of the pack, it's a cool look, it's nice. One more I want to talk about before we go. I think this is one of the best kits around. I do think it is Quirky again, but I like the pattern. I think it's cool. Go ahead and own that now, guys, I reckon. It's a great look. You can spot it from miles away. That texture aspect is really cool, and the way they've worked in the sponsors actually works quite well. It's very difficult with the design like that, because you're putting the sponsors over what is quite a kind of textured artistic design, so they've done a really nice job with it, and I love that color palette. It's awesome. Matched up with the helmets. Some of them have got matching bikes. It looks sick. Awesome. Yeah, it's actually one of the few kits I'm somewhat jealous of. It's a good one. Right. Okay, I know we covered a heap today. Guys, look, if you've got some comments or some ideas on some other kits or categories you'd like us to cover, feel free to pop them in the comments. Go ahead, like, please subscribe to the channel. We've got heaps of stuff coming up. We've got some more coaching stuff coming up and some more travel days. However, going to a party now. It's actually my birthday, believe it or not. Well, I don't know when you're watching this, so I might be like 42 when you're watching this, so I don't know. No prizes for guessing how old I am. All right, subscribe, see ya.